There are moments in life when people don't make choices based on passion, talent, or even destiny. They make them based on survival. In the mid-1990s, a young woman walked away from fame on purpose. Not because she couldn't get work, not because she'd fallen out of love with her craft, but because she wanted something solid, something real. She traded red carpets for classrooms, scripts for textbooks, applause for exams. Hollywood faded behind her as she pursued a life rooted in certainty. Years later, she had done exactly what she set out to do. She earned a doctorate, built an academic career, taught, researched, contributed. She had done everything right. But reality doesn't always reward correctness. Academic pay was modest. Childcare costs climbed. The margin between income and expenses shrank. Each month required careful calculation, careful planning, careful hope. I've been there. Then came the notice. Their health insurance was ending. Not in the distant future, not with plenty of time to prepare. Ending soon. She wasn't frightened for herself. She was frightened because she was a mother. Her children needed doctors, coverage, security, and suddenly the stability she had worked so hard to build felt fragile. Around that time, almost casually, her agent mentioned a small opportunity, a guest role on a sitcom she had never watched. The role wasn't glamorous. It wasn't a comeback. It wasn't a career resurrection. But it came with something far more important: benefits. So she said yes, not because she missed fame and not because she wanted attention, because her children needed health care. At the audition, she was asked the question people always ask when someone returns to an old life. Why now? She smiled politely, shrugged, said she missed comedy. She didn't explain the spreadsheets or the insurance paperwork or the fear that wakes parents at 3 a.m. She didn't say the real reason. During the chemistry read, she was precise, calm, almost surgical. The timing was sharp, the delivery effortless. One of the actors in the room later said she walked in already calibrated, as if she had always belonged there. What he didn't know was that between punchlines, she was doing mental math, calculating deductibles, coverage gaps, time. A few days later, the call came. The show wanted her. The role came with a steady paycheck, but more importantly, medical benefits for her children. Only then did the story become public. Only then did people frame it as fate. The former child star returns. The scientist finds her way back to comedy. The universe brings her full circle. But that wasn't the twist. The twist was this. The woman who returned to television wasn't chasing relevance. She was protecting her family. The role that changed everything wasn't chosen for art. It was chosen for survival. The actress was Mayim Bialik. The show was The Big Bang Theory, and the character, Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler, would go on to earn her Emmy nominations, financial stability, and a renewed public platform. But long before awards or applause, the true victory was quieter: healthcare, security, relief. Years later, Mayim spoke honestly about that time, not to inspire or to dramatize, but to tell the truth. She had a PhD. She was brilliant. She was hardworking. And still, she was forced to choose between her calling and her children's care. That's not destiny. That's a system where survival sometimes masquerades as opportunity. Mayim Bialik didn't return to acting chasing success. She returned standing firmly in who she already was: a scientist, a mother, a woman willing to adapt when her family needed her. And in that choice, she proved something powerful: that protecting what matters most can open doors we never expected. And that resilience, when paired with love, can change everything. This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.